Could you go fix your hair?
And I wonder if I'm just built this way, 'cause every man that I know makes me feel.
Today we're talking about 2004's Mean Girls. Mean Girls, if you don't know, is about a one Katie Catty Heron who moves to a new school from Africa, and she becomes friends with the popular girls because she's so stinking pretty. She's got giant boobs and a tiny waist, so you know. And she becomes a bitch, abandons her cool artsy friends, takes over the school, ruins Regina George's life, and eventually learns her lesson. Winds up back on the mathletes where she belongs. Mean Girls is just one of those movies that was a cultural phenomenon, and it always will be. Once I asked Maddie, have you seen Mean Girls? And she goes, everybody and their uncle's seen Mean Girls. It baffles me how many people have actually seen Mean Girls and can quote and reference Mean Girls. And it's incredible. And I feel like if you can't, you are literally missing out on an entire world of comedy. There's the whole Harry Potter Mean Girls crossover, which is one of the best things that has ever happened on the internet. It's probably not what Tina Fey expected to come out of this, but thank God it did. It's one of my first PG-13 movies in theaters. I just remember I went with my mom, so we'd seen the previews for it, and my little sister wanted to see it, and she was at a sleepover, and my mom and I went to Steak and Shake, then we went to the movies, and she goes, what do you want to see? And I said, Mean Girls, because I was a mean girl, because I didn't want Sam to see it in theaters. This is a story I've told several times, so Sam, you're watching this, I know that you know this already, but it's a good thing we kept it from you, okay? Because it's inappropriate. So, like, between 2004 and now, times have really changed, and kids have really changed, but it's just such an accurate representation of high school, generally speaking. And girls in high school, especially younger girls in high school, because in my experience, not that I ever had to deal with anything like that, but I feel like girls are way cattier when they're younger and like in freshman and sophomore year than they are when they're in junior and senior year. Of course, I don't actually know. You know, it's just like such an intelligent, well-written script by Tina Fey, which is just incredible to me. I just love that this is written by Tina Fey. And as a child, I didn't appreciate that. But obviously, as I got older and knew who Tina Fey was and who Amy Poehler was and who all these like little Tim Meadows cameos and, you know, people were that were from SNL and on this in this movie, I just really appreciated it a lot. Tina Fey she just had her finger on the pulse of teenagers, and it was incredible. And you're like, damn, Africa, what happened? How did you get to be so famous and so smart and just such a great writer? A woman after my own heart. All the characters are brilliant. All of them are just so individual and so great. I mean, Aaron Samuels is kind of an idiot, but that's the point. It speaks to every basic archetype of a girl group. You know, you got the hot blonde, you got the dumb blonde, you got the ginger girl who's really smart. And then you have the brunette that's just there, your basic bitch. And then there's Janice Ian, the dark-haired crazy. But there's a character in there for everyone, and everybody can find somebody that they identify with. If you like Mean Girls and you haven't read the full, like, unedited script, find it online and read it. Tina Fey's original script is so funny, and there were so many great things that had to be cut out to prevent an R rating. But it's out there on the internet. It's a great way to tell how cultured your friends are. If you whip out a Mean Girls reference and they can come back at you with one, you know you got good people. If they can't, find new friends.
They had put a fart machine into my sleeping bag.